the Hyundai Kona has been around for a long time, and this week we have a special treat. Hyundai has invited us out to this media event to review or take a first impression look at the 2024 Hyundai Kona. So in this video, you're gonna see probably a red one and also a white one because we are testing the N Line and also the N Line Ultimate, but let's get right into it. So first off, starting as usual with the front end of the Hyundai Kona, you can see obviously there is a redesign this year for the 2024 models, which does look fantastic. We have a lot of rounded out edges. We have this nice Robocop-esque kind of light bar in the front. Very EV inspired, I find, but very nice. We have this big bug collector right down here as well as this nice intake. A front-facing camera for the N Line Ultimate only. You're gonna get that 360-degree camera. On the other, just the N trim, the N Line trim, you're not gonna get 360-degree camera and all the other things that comes with it. But overall, the front end is very effective and very long, but very nice as well. So let's quickly take a look at the horsepower and torque. We have a 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that does 190 horsepower, 195 pound-feet of torque, which isn't bad, and you'll see that again when we take it for a drive. So as usual, once again, we are back of the Kona. We are in back of the Hyundai Kona. You can see we have this big, nice Kona badging that Hyundai likes to do lately, and as well as that Robocop-esque light bar in the back. Really looks futuristic, really takes inspiration from the EV side of things, I think. We got a nice bottom diffuser here, rear diffuser, a dual exhaust for the N Line. I'll take that. H-track, of course, because this is the 4-wheel drive version. And then we have this nice spoiler up here with this little brake light outside of the car that kind of reminds me of F1 a little bit. But let me open the trunk so I can show you that. It's not automatic, unfortunately. And there's a couple of things in here as well, but it is 33% bigger this year for the Kona. So we do have a lot more space in the interior and also in the rear, which is great news. So, all right, so next up is the side profile for the Hyundai Kona. Not too much of a change, although you can already notice the space difference that you get here. We are dealing with more space in the rear, and you can tell that just by looking at the doors. We do have the 360-degree cameras here too. Very nice rims. It does have a very sporty look, as well as the N Line badge, because of course this is the N Line Ultimate. This is the white one, and later on in the video, again, you're probably gonna see the red one in some of the B-roll because we do have 2 to drive today, so we're gonna make good use of both of them. But overall, the side profile looks very sporty. You get a good shot here as well of that nice rear wing, which has a good accent on it as well, which I love. So with that being said, let's take a look at the interior. All right, so now we're sitting in the rear, and already I can tell you there is so much more room back here. I have so much more space this year than I did last year for my legs. I'm so much more comfortable. The headroom is, I think, about the same, but still good. The only thing is the seats are very flat here. Even in either trim that you get, N Line or N Line Ultimate, the seats are very flat, very rigid. There's not a lot of comfort, like bolstering wise in here, but I do get a nice view of the sunroof here. 2 USB-C ports, no vents back here, so it is gonna get a little bit hot, especially if the air conditioning is not on, which it isn't now, so that's why we are sweating like crazy. But we do have this little pull down thing right here, which is very nice as well. So overall, it's a big improvement, and I'll take it, and I like it. So let's move up front and check that out. So up front now, in the interior up front of the Hyundai Kona, again, a nice big redesign. The steering wheel is completely different. They got the Morse code thing on here, but you have all the controls that you need, as well as some plastic paddle shifters. And then this thing, when I tell you it's electric or EV inspired, I mean that because we have this little turnstile knob thing that we saw on the Ioniq 6, and also the Ioniq 5 is there too. But it's useful. It kind of frees up space here in the center console, so I do like it. Nice big infotainment display with a new operating system, which operates really good. Think close to the Ioniq 5 operating system, except this one we have a lot more buttons. There's buttons everywhere. We can use anything we want. It's just comfortable. Like, it is still rigid here, but it is comfortable. I love the red accents. I love that this useless space here to the left of the infotainment, where the gauge cluster is usable now. It's actually a speaker. So there you go. They made good use of it. It's comfortable enough. The steering is obviously dead. You're gonna see that when I take you for a drive, but overall, pretty good. So let's take this thing on the road. I'll give you my first driving impressions. All right, so here we are inside the 2024 Hyundai Kona N Line. So this isn't the N Line Ultimate that we're driving right now. It is just the N Line, which is still very nice. It rides very, very well. I think the redesign is good. Everything is reachable for me here in the driver's seat. I like that too. There's a whole bunch of buttons, so everything's just accessible, which I like. The ride quality hasn't changed too much. It's obviously more comfortable, I think, than maybe it was in the past, but you know, we do have a bigger car this year, so it is a little bit bigger, which gives us more rear space. The front space hasn't changed too much, but again, I don't really care about that because we had enough front space in the original Kona anyways. So the last Kona that I was able to show you was actually the Kona N. Now this isn't as fast as the Kona N or a sporty, or you know, the handling isn't really in tune at all, but it is the comfortability that I think the consumer is looking for. I don't think there'll be a Kona N this year at all, so we're going to get stuck with the N Line, which I think is good enough for most people. And the way it drives, I'm having a good time. I like the steering feel, just the feel overall, maybe not so much the feedback. I don't think you're gonna get anything from the feedback here, but 190 horsepower is like just on that line of decent and not too slow, so you can overtake slow traffic no problem. So yeah, I'm having a good time here at the Hyundai event. So that's just going to be the first impressions. I don't really want to go through too much because I will get this car again in Montreal for a review. I'll have it for a full week, so I'll be able to really tell you the ins and outs. So just to wrap everything up, overall with the 2024 Hyundai Kona, it's been really fun to drive, really fun to test out here on the back roads of Quebec. Couldn't really have asked for a better place. The day has been good, not too much rain either. So now naturally, we started the video driving the red one, just the normal N Line. Now we're driving the N Line Ultimate, and you know, there's not much difference other than equipment. So really, you're getting a good package either way. Although you do maybe want to upgrade to the Ultimate because it is a lot of features for not that much money, for just under $40,000. Now I know Kia has other competitors in the market that are a little bit cheaper, but I could still recommend the 2024 Hyundai Kona because the redesign is so nice, and this piece of software in this infotainment is a huge step in the right direction for Hyundai, and I can't wait to see where this thing goes next. Like I said in the beginning, unfortunately no N, but we'll take it. So with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed the first impressions. I kind of filmed as much as I could film during the day. We only have one day with these vehicles, so it is a lot of work to do, but I am happy to do it. So make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you like, make sure you can find me anywhere, technically cars, but make sure you subscribe over here to PRN first, and then we'll worry about the rest later. But with that being said, I'll see you in the next week. See you in the next video. Take care.